welcome to CU Weekly. My name is Brana Hill, and we are here to report that dreams do come true right here at Clarion University. Our Circle K organization puts on a Wish Week every year to support and donate funds to the MakeAWish Foundation. Take a look at this. Clarion University's Circle K has sponsored events for 3 years now to raise money for the MakeAWish Foundation. The MakeAWish Foundation works to help grant wishes to children diagnosed with life-threatening illnesses. The average rate that a wish gets granted is 1 every 37 minutes. With the help of Disney, they have been able to grant over 100,000 wishes. The cost of one wish is $3,900.
I'm Laurel Parati. I am Circle K's Public Relations Chair. Circle K is the collegiate branch of the Kiwanis Foundation, which is an international community service organization. Circle K does a lot of community service on campus as well as in the community. Wish Week, which is happening this week, is our big event that we have throughout the year. It is a week-long event that raises money for the MakeAWish Foundation.
The reason I came out here today is because my cousin actually was part of the MakeAWish Foundation, and she actually went to Disney, and she was very, very happy when she went, and that's why I'm here to remember my cousin and to thank MakeAWish.
In their first year, Circle K held a dodgeball tournament in the rec center to raise money. This tournament became so successful that the following year they decided to dedicate 4 days to hosting different sporting events to raise money. Each event cost $5 a person, and there was such a great turnout throughout the week that they were able to meet their goal of fully being able to grant a child a wish.
You know, it's community service. I was brought up learning about community service and how important it was, and that's what we tried to work with the college students here on how important it is. And just whatever they can do does make a big impact. When I first started working with Circle K here at Clarion University, they would go to the local nursing home and play bingo with the residents. And this week they're doing Wish Week. So all of those activities just add up to making life a little better for the people in our community.
There are Kiwanis branches throughout 80 nations, and they all work to serve their individual communities' needs. Yearly, 150,000 service projects collect a grand total of close to $100 million to support families and communities.
It was a huge success last year. We were actually able to raise enough money to send a child on their wish through the MakeAWish Foundation. So this year we decided to have the event again, and we are trying to reach the goal of once again sending a child on their wish. This year we also were able to add the addition of having an actual online donation page from the MakeAWish Foundation, and we were also made an official MakeAWish Foundation event. Absolutely anyone can get involved from the community or on campus. We actually manage the Wish Week events all on our own through Circle K because it doesn't take a lot of volunteers, but we do ask that anyone in the community or on campus comes and participates in these events in the following weeks, just so we're able to raise as much money as possible for the MakeAWish Foundation. All of the events are only $5 a person, and because we front all of the money ourselves from our own budget, all of that money is actually able to go towards the MakeAWish Foundation.
It was great, man. I mean, we came here to have a good time, and we had a great time, and we took first.
This is the first time I've been here for Wish Week, and we won, so nothing else to say besides we're the best.
We're down here at the Clarion University Rec Center having a great time at the Make-A-Wish Foundation volleyball tournament on Thursday night. It was a $5 buy-in, which is cheap for us students. So we're having a great time down here. And here's Brooke to talk a little bit about Make-A-Wish.
We really just wanted to come out and support a good cause, a little bit of competition. We really enjoy playing volleyball. It's a good time. Go Volley Llamas!
There are Kiwanis branches throughout 80 nations, and they all work to serve their individual communities' needs. Yearly, 150,000 service projects collect a grand total of close to $100 million to support families and communities.
It's very fulfilling just for yourself to know that you are freely giving of your time, and maybe it could be an extra pair of hands helping somebody shovel their sidewalk, just little things that make it a big impact to the people around you. And that's why I think all of us should be doing community service. It's just a wonderful thing to do.
Awesome. Tonight's event was the last event of the Circle K Wish Week in their quest to raise funds for the MakeAWish Foundation. If you're interested in donating, you can check out Circle K on the Clarion University website. And now I'm going to toss it back to Cam and Cammie in their quest to find out about the sports remotes.
Welcome back, CU Watchers. Eagle Media Productions has been working a lot with sports this year, and this week we are featuring the people who are behind it all. Broadcasting Clarion sports games is just one of the many ways for students to get involved. Students use their field equipment to cover the games with the guidance of Professor Adams and Dr. Fulton.
Sports remote is when you go on location to record something. In this case, we're recording women's and men's basketball games and wrestling matches. So we're leaving the confines of a studio. We're taking all of our portable equipment with us to that location, and then we're setting up there, and we're just producing the game like we would be in studio, but we're away from it on location somewhere.
DJ lead with 8:02 remaining in the first quarter.
Eagle Media covers many major sporting events throughout the school year.
So traditionally, I've done football and men's and women's basketball. We branched out a little bit here at Clarion, and we did some wrestling because we have a really good wrestling program. It really just depends on the schedule and what we're able to get enough students to do. I would love to do all kinds of different sports.
Members of Eagle Media are able to use the knowledge they gain from the classes and put them to the test. Students that are passionate about sports coverage are able to learn how to use all the equipment and get real-world experience.
It's exciting and it's fast-paced. You're never bored. Even if you're just working in camera, you're always moving, always doing something. Every position is never just staying still.
The students seem to be really interested. Dr. Fulton has brought this energy and experience from IUP, so she's really getting students involved, and she loves sports. I love sports. The students who are involved really like sports too, so I can see us maybe doing some volleyball next year. We did soccer as a training experience. We did a football game. We will have done 4 women's and men's basketball doubleheaders, 2 wrestling matches, so we're really starting to pick up the pace now, and students are interested. So I'd like to see us add volleyball. We're going to kind of play around with softball and baseball, shoot some footage, do some features, and just experiment.
So to successfully do a remote, with the 4 cameras that we have, we need at least 11 people per game. And that's not even counting the fact that we could be doing so much more with audio. We haven't really implemented any kind of slow motion yet, just because I want us to be really good at what we're doing before we start adding in extra steps.
The more people that we have, the better and smoother it'll go.
Well, I just think working with all coaches is a lot of fun, right? Because they have such a perspective of the game that you may or may not have if you work in television. They have that inside mind, expertise. I really like basketball. I like the speed of the game. I think volleyball would be a lot of fun to do. You know, we have a really good volleyball team here. They're exciting to watch. It's a fast game. I think it'd be a challenge to produce that. But I don't know. You know, football, of course, is such a popular sport. It's fun too. It's outdoors, so you're in the elements. Inside basketball, it makes things a little bit easier to do the remote.
Being able to interact with different people each time, each remote is different from the other one. Not any of our sports remotes are the same.
I absolutely love sports production. I hate sports, but I love producing the games. It's one of my favorite things. So I hope that we're able to get some more updated equipment. Hopefully we'll be able to get some different camera controls and some viewfinders to make things easier for the students who are helping with the productions, because sometimes it can be frustrating whenever they can't see the viewfinder very well, but at the same time, not every other place in the world is going to have the nicest equipment or the best people to work with. So we're just giving you a glimpse of that real world before you get there.
A sports media minor is also in the works.
So the minor in sports media right now, it's looking like we are going to be offering a couple different areas that you can sort of, I guess, specialize in per se. Everybody's going to be taking classes on writing for sports media and classes on sports and American culture. but we also have different areas like filming sports, so the sports production, sports photography, as well as courses on how to actually be a sports broadcaster or a sports reporter. So the play-by-play that Sassy Scott does. We would have a class that would help you to be able to better announce for sports as well. So there's a lot of different cool things that are coming down the pike with that. We have 6 new courses that we have proposed, and we're just waiting to hear when and if those are going to be approved.
Students do not need any experience to join in on the fun.
They can get involved by stopping by our Monday meetings. So we have a meeting every Monday in Becker Hall, Studio B, where we talk about what's going on for the week. If anybody's interested in working with sports remotes, you don't have to have any experience knowing anything about sports. We will help you with everything that you need to know to be able to be successful, and it's always a good time. They're long days, but we have fun, and that's all that really matters.
I'd like to see to see it continue. It's been a long tradition, and a lot of students have gotten jobs after they've graduated because of those remote experiences.
Eagle Media is looking forward to doing more remotes in the future. And after this commercial break, CU Weekly is spotlighting artist Benedict Odie. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, MakeAWish King here for CU Weekly, covering the Benedict Odie guest artist at the Clarion Art Exhibit. Let's go take a look. Benedict Odie, a Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native, is a visual artist who works primarily with ballpoint pens and oil-based drawings. A lot of the themes of his drawings and sketches have to do with his day, his mood, and what has caught his attention.
So the 2 series that were there in the exhibition, they were pretty much inspired by a little bit of everything, whatever was going on at the time. So some of it's based on whatever was happening in my life, some of it was based on whatever I was reading, some of it was whatever was in the news, and all that stuff kind of gets filtered in and jumbled in with my own interests, and it kind of comes out in this mysterious kind of labyrinth of character struggle, I guess. I was always involved in the arts, I think, from a young age, even if it was just making things, you know, like physical objects and stuff like that. But I definitely had an art teacher in middle school and high school who certainly helped me out a lot, and probably if I had not had that experience, I probably would have gone into something more like bio or something like a little bit more, mainstream.
As a guest artist at the university, his paintings and sketches are displayed at the art exhibit in the bottom of Carlson Library.
I can always find something wrong with each of them, so because I know how the process went, and I knew where I had to hide something, some mistake or something like that. But I think I really like the Sanctorum one. It's the one that has there's a cave with a shovel coming out of it, and there's kind of a woven fence that runs along the left-hand side. I really like that one, only because I think I'm able to remember exactly what was going on at the time. The artworks kind of become markers for me. I remember what I was doing or what was happening that week or those couple weeks. So. So through that sketching process, I'll do those larger oil paintings first, and they're subtractive. So those are the sketches really in the whole process, the oil paintings. And then I go from those and do the smaller drawings that then become more detailed. And so in that process, there's some things that I'm inventing that weren't there to begin with. And because it's pen, I can't erase it, or I can't, make changes easily. You're constantly slowly covering up things with value or cross-hatching. So sometimes there'll be an element that, or I'll drop the pen or something, some area that you have to cover it up. So you plan ahead, or you add something else into the composition that wasn't there. And so by the end, you hopefully can't find any of those areas, but I'm able to remember, like, oh yeah, I put that object there because there was a mistake. I don't make too many major mistakes anymore. I think in this process anyways, you know, I've got it down to a pretty good structure and system. So if it's something, it's minor, you know, it probably wouldn't even be noticeable to anybody else. But to me, it's kind of, it doesn't become obsessive, but I'm certainly like a little bit more like in the zone with it than I would be with an oil painting or something else that's a little bit more fluid.
Visiting art exhibit of Benedict Odie. Gallery hours are Tuesday from 12:30 to 3 p.m., Wednesdays 12 to 5 p.m., Thursdays 12:30 to 3 p.m., Fridays from 1 to 4 p.m., and Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's all we have for this week on CU Weekly. Stay tuned for next week's episode for more coverage and events going on in Clarion.